located at 953 and 955 American Lane and approve the required resolution. I, the motion would be to authorize a Class 7A tax incentive for TM Real Estate Holdings LLC located at 1901 McConnell Parkway and approve the required resolution. J, the motion would be to approve additional expenditures for the 90 North Parking Garage construction with W.A. Randolph, Inc. of Gurnee, Illinois in the amount of $147,965.50. 11, Committee of the Whole A. The motion would be to accept the schematic design of the new police station and direct the village manager to authorize Williams Architects of Itasca, Illinois to proceed with design development. B, the motion would be to approve an amendment to chapters 112 and 113 of the Schaumburg Municipal Code to modify the establishments that are eligible to serve alcohol in food courts. 12, Public Safety Committee A. The motion would be to adopt ordinance Title 15, Chapter 3, Section 157, with regard to the regulation of electronic vehicle charging stations and lithium-ion batteries. 13, Planning, Building, and Development Committee. A, the motion would be to approve an amendment to the municipal code pertaining to light colors for Old Schaumburg Center signs and refer the sign code amendment to the Zoning Board of Appeals for public hearing. B, the motion would be to approve an amendment to municipal code pertaining to administrative approvals, amusement licenses, and fee schedule, licenses and fee schedule, and refer the sections pertaining to the zoning code to the Zoning Board of Appeals for public hearing. C, the motion would be to approve an amendment to Title 9, Chapter 102, Section 102.10D of the municipal code pertaining defenses on residential properties. 14, traffic agreements. A, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute the traffic agreement by and between the Village of Schaumburg and Pulte Company LLC located at 300 West Wise Road. B, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute the traffic agreement by and between the Village of Schaumburg and IAI America located at 110 East State Parkway. C, the motion would be to authorize the village manager to execute the traffic agreement by and between the Village of Schaumburg and GSC RE Schaumburg LLC, H-Mart, located at 420 East Schaumburg Road. 15, resolutions. The motion would be to accept as resolution number R-26-010, designating an area in the Village of Schaumburg, Cook County, Illinois, consisting of property index numbers 07-140-200-085-106, 07-140-200-085-1007, 07-14-200-085-101, 07-14-200-085-102, 07-14-200-085-1003, and 07-14-200-085-1004 as a blighted area. B, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-26-011, approving and authorizing a 7B classification for 953 and 955 American Lane, Schaumburg, Illinois. C, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-26-012, approving and authorizing a Class A classification, 7A classification for 1901 McConnell Parkway, Schaumburg, Illinois. D.
I have the first one's resolution 009, should be 10,
It should be 10.
and then this would be 11.
Yes, the 7B would be 11.
Right.
The 7A would be 12. I'll reread
7B is 10.
Yes. No.
No, it starts at 10, it was
So-
revised.
Yeah, item A is -10,
Yeah.
B is 11, C is 12.
C is 12.
We're starting at 10?
Yep.
Yes,
Says next resolution is 9.
that was incorrect.
That's
Oh, okay.
been updated.
All right, thank you.
Okay. C, resolution number R-26-012, approving and authorizing a 7A classification for 1901 McConnell Parkway, Schaumburg, Illinois. D, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-26-013, authorizing settlement of proceeding Motorola Solutions, Inc. versus Schaumburg, Village of Schaumburg, Illinois. I'm sorry, Village of Schaumburg. E, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-26-014, authorizing settlement of the proceeding Danielle Parr versus Village of Schaumburg. F, the motion would be to adopt as resolution number R-26-015, approving and authorizing the sale of Schaumburg Boomers franchise from Salvi Enterprises, LLC to REV Equity Ventures, LLC, and the assignment of the amended and restated license, permit, and operating agreement dated January 28, 2020, from Salvi Sports Enterprises, LLC to REV Equity Ventures, LLC. 16, ordinances. A, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 26-008, establishing the Schaumburg Special Service Area 17, the District of Meridian, in the Village of Schaumburg, Cook and DuPage Counties, Illinois. B, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 26-009, abating taxes levied for the year 2025, heretofore levied to pay principal and interest on general obligation bonds, Series 2012A, Series 2013A, Series 2016, Series 2017, Series 2020A, Series 2020B, Series 2022, and Series 2023 of the Village of Schaumburg. C, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 26-010, authorizing a First Amendment to the redevelopment agreement between Motorola Solutions, Inc. and the Village of Schaumburg, comprising a part of the North Schaumburg TIF District of the Village of Schaumburg, Illinois. D, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 26-011, amending Title 15, Chapter 3, Section 157, with regard to the regulations of electric vehicle charging stations and lithium-ion batteries. E, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 26-012, amending Title 11, Chapter 12, Section 112.14, and Title 11, Chapter 113, Section 113.14 of the Village of Schaumburg Code relative to the location and service of alcoholic liquor at food courts. F, the motion would be to waive first reading and adopt as ordinance number 23-013, amending Title 9, Chapter 102, Section 102.10D of the Schaumburg Village Code relative to fences on residential properties. This concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you. Look for a motion to approve the consent agenda as read.
So moved.
Second,
Motion.
with me abstaining on those two items.
And a second to approve with the abstention. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Patel?
Aye.
Trustee Clare?
Aye.
Trustee Sullivan?
Aye.
Trustee Madej?
Aye.
Trustee Bischke?
Aye.
Trustee La Rosa?
Aye.
6 ayes, no nays, motion carries. Next item is committee reports. We have none for this evening. Comments from the public. It's an opportunity to come before the Schaumburg Village Board and speak regarding matters that are pertinent towards the operation of the Village of Schaumburg. We ask that you keep your comments to no more than 3 minutes, and that you please give us your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Well, good evening again.
Good evening.
Good evening. How's everybody?
Okay.
I would hope that the minutes would capture some of the key points of this. My name is Frank Mucci, and I want to preface, without malice and without harm, this has been my third attempt since October 2nd to address the Public Safety Committee, or the board for that matter, concerning the dissolving of the Schaumburg Medical Reserve Corps. And I'm going to state clearly today that I'm going to say that that corps was wrongfully disbanded. And I see this, and as I read this letter, that was the first time I saw it, disbanding us, it kind of reads like a dishonorable discharge. And we've been in existence for 13 years. And I stated to the mayor even on October 2nd that with respect to the decision, I believe, and I could show that that committee was given bad data. I transcribed that meeting of September 11th, and it lasted 3.5 minutes, and our group was in existence for 13 years. And 1 minute of that 3-minute discussion was praising 2 volunteer organizations in a different community. So that left us with like 2 minutes. And it was, and to my alarm, it was just full of misrepresentations, misperceptions, miscommunication, and I'm gonna say it with candor, there was some just false information presented to that committee. During the last 5 years of that group, we were strategically, systematically, and surgically taken out of service. Took 5 years for it to happen. I could show that, but I don't believe this is the proper venue for that. You know, if you looked at the news this last week with the storms, there were a lot of shelters that were showing in the news. Channel 5, Channel 7 is the ones I watched. They were staffed with unpaid volunteers, and there wasn't a single Red Cross person on site, just so you know. Those shelters are called, they're called partner shelters, and that's part of what we train for. Now, it may or may not be my right to address that committee, but I believe it's the responsibility of that committee to seek out all the information they can when it comes to them making decisions, regardless of where that information came from. Their job would be to sort it out and look for the facts. I would think they would look for that with a fervor. I've tried 3 times. And I've tried different venues too. And so hopefully we can decide on a date where I can make a proper presentation on why we were disbanded or how did that even happen. I can show you how it happened. And by the way, 5 years ago, more than that, I discovered by accident that the Village of Schaumburg had lapsed all of its written agreements with the Red Cross for shelters. I worked and offered my help to do that because I was involved with it 10 years before that. I knew the people at the time, had the paperwork at the time. We even went as far as to host, when I mean we, the village with the Medical Reserve Corps, we even went as far as to host a training center, a free training center for, it was given by the Red Cross, and it was for the explicit purpose of training unpaid volunteers to staff shelters. And we hosted people from all around. That was phase 1 of what the training is. And as of December, I checked, those agreements have yet to be renewed. And then I was asked if I wanted to participate in renewing those agreements. Well, what do you think my answer would have been? It would have been resounding no, because I have 0 capacity to do that, and the group that we were with was disbanded. So I'm asking with reverence and respect, please allow me to show you what happened and how we got disbanded. Thank you.
Whose committee would that be, Jack?
Not mine.
No, it's mine, public safety.
Jamie, public safety? Up to you.
Well, I mean, we had a full staff report
Yes.
from fire, Fabio, and of course it came, from Tracy, down from emergency management.
Right.
And, I mean,
Yeah, I'm not suggesting it be anything different. Would like to assure you that, or speak candidly, that doesn't mean anything will change, but you're only asking to be heard once again regarding this issue.
Right, and I think it was a good point. You said you heard from sources information. And my claim since day one has been the information has been tainted. And I can show that.
Doesn't mean the outcome would be any different, but it's up to you if you're willing to take it.
yeah, I mean, I have no problem if you want to bring it back to committee.
Okay.
But just so you're aware, there was nobody from your organization at the committee meeting.
Well, just so you know, the first we heard of it was the reading of this letter at our last meeting.
Okay.
at
No.
the nurses center.
All right.
And
No,
believe
that's
me, had I had known,
That's
I would have
fine.
taken the same fervor to,
So we have all the material, and we've got.
I have
material,
more. I have
you know,
more.
Material from you, so if you have something, you can send it on for trustee Clark's attention, and go from there, okay?
Yeah, how do I make that contact?
Send it to the village and just put it to his attention,
Via email.
okay? Yeah, and
Website.
email, if you've got it, that's even better.
Yeah, and we can go from there. So we're certainly, interested in hearing, whatever, or seeing whatever else you have.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay? Anyone else? Okay, moving on, council report,
Nothing tonight, thank you.
okay? President's report, I have two items. First one is, I have a nice letter here from Bruce and Sandy Gilmore, who indicated they've lived in the village 40 years, and basically want to thank the Public Works Department for the great job they've done in snow plowing. It's a little lengthy, but basically, they're saying thank you very much. They've done an absolutely great job in taking care of the snow and salting, and keeping the streets cleared as best as possible. So, thank you from Bruce and Sandy Gilmore. And then, for those that don't know, which, quite frankly, I forgot, our trustee, who is at home right now, has passed his one-year anniversary with the village.
Yep.
So, congratulations, trustee La Rosa, on making your 1 year with the anniversary with the village as a trustee.
Look at he's smiling.
Thank you,
Yes,
thank you.
okay. Managers report.
I have no report this evening.
Okay, trustee comments and mentions?
I would just like to reiterate and concur with the resident. I'm also a 40-year resident, and I'm very proud of our engineering and public works department and the way they handle the roads during the winter. I can't recall any time, any winter that they couldn't handle. I mean, I've had some of my sod replaced once in a while, but other than that, they do a great job.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Look for motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. We are adjourned.